we are back out again at our little spot today, and I've had a coil change, got a little 6" on, and we'll give this area a bit more of a go over around the trees and stuff with the little coil. Anyway, I had a 20 down here. I've already dug, you know, some bits of rubbish, and I've found a 1-cent coin under the leaves, and then I've got this one, which is a tap handle. Well, we're going to try this one. We've got a nice little 18-19 sort of signal under here. Don't know what it will be yet, but we'll see. Probably not going to be much, but we'll give it a try. See what we come up with. A couple of bars down, so we should now have got it if it hasn't fallen back down, and I reckon that'll be it, whatever that is. It's a chunk of, well actually it's a hinged lid off something, bit of brass, and it's still got part of the hinge there. So you quite often find little hingy bits of brass like that, so I don't know what exactly that was off, but I'll clean it up at home and make sure there's nothing actually on it, but I don't think there will be. Anyway, we've got a nice little signal down here. In here is where I found all those coins, so you know, we're still in the vicinity. You know, nice 22, 21. Three or four bars down. So I'm going to make a call and say, well, I hope it'll be a threepence, but we'll see what we find. I'm rather hopeful it could be. It's the right numbers. It's a nice sweet little signal, and it's reasonably far down. So let's see what we've got here. Well, hang on, still down the hole there somewhere, so let's see if we can find him. And I reckon I could have called it. I reckon that is a threepence down in there, so I'll get him out, but I reckon that is a threepence. Anyway, I'll give it a clean. I won't say anything, but I reckon that could be Queen Victoria on there. But I'll give it a clean and I'll get out into the sunlight and we'll have a look. And there we go, 1890. So that is another beautiful little threepence. So that's 3 in this area, and they're all been the old British ones, which is jolly nice. And we've got veiled Queen Victoria there, so anyway, that is rather cool. So you know, who knows what we'll find next, but we're going to keep looking and we'll soon see. Now right there is where I got that threepence, and I've got another little signal here, which is an 18, and you know, it's in the halfpenny range if it's a Britannia halfpenny, so we'll live dig it and see if the threepence had a friend next to it. But I don't think it is going to be that. It may just be a I was going to say a bullet, but I don't know that that is. Oh, maybe it is. Yeah, I think that's just a well, a bit of ammunition. Anyway, so there's our signal. Well, I reckon it's going to be that which is a rivet washer. Anyway, there's probably going to be a few of those around. Well, we've been digging up a lot of big chunks of old tin and stuff here, and I've been putting them all in the little... there was already a bit of a depression with some rubbish in it, just, you know, detected over, and then I've been throwing all the bits of rusty iron over there. Anyway, I was digging up here and I had a sort of a good signal, but there was just really bad... there's a lot of rust and stuff coming out of here. And anyway, so I was fossicking around in here, and then I sort of still had a good signal, and I've just seen that one, which will be where my good signal was coming from. But it was struggling to make itself heard in amongst all the other stuff in the hole here. But that is another threepence, so jolly good. So, you know, I only just found that one. She was only just giving a little squawk. So anyway, we'll give that one a clean and we'll see what date we've got on that one. And there we have 1879, which I think is the same date as one of the ones I found yesterday. But another little beautiful threepence. So there's certainly a few of those in here, which is jolly cool because it's such a beautiful little coin. That's Queen Victoria there. She's a bit dirty, but bun head there. Can't really see her too well. But anyway, this side is pretty nice, apart from a bit of a stain. But that is absolutely beautiful. So, you know, the little coil is sniffing them out, which is sort of why I put it on, to sort of dodge around all this rusty stuff and in amongst all the trees and bushes, and, you know, it's just a bit more easy to manoeuvre. It's a bit slower, but then again, we've sort of got an area here. We know we've been finding coins, so I'm not trying to cover acres of ground. I'm just really concentrating in on this little spot, and I think we're doing pretty well. So we're already 2 silvers up today. So let's see what else we can get. Of course, finding an old spot like this, I'd love to dig every signal that was here, just because if there's any gold rings or anything like that, they're going to read pretty low. But there's just so much rusty stuff in the ground that I think it's nearly going to be a waste of my time even trying. There's just nails and tin and rusty bars and everything, and then there's all this other sort of rubbish. So you know, I have sort of lowered my numbers down a bit to dig a few more signals, but if I go any lower, it's going to be... I'm already digging bits of rusty tin and stuff on the numbers I've got, but if I go any lower, I'm going to be here for a month of Sundays digging. So for the moment, I'm just going to try and cherry pick the good signals out, and then, you know, if I get keen, maybe I'll come back and dig a few lower signals. Anyway, we'll keep going. We're not doing too badly. So, well, underneath this little sapling here, I had a little 16 number, and try and let some sunlight in here. We have got that one, which it's not a coin, I don't think, unless it's been cut up, but it may be some sort of old brooch or something. So we'll give it a clean and see what's on it. I can see, you know, something on there, but I don't know what. So we'll give it a clean and we will be back. Well, that one's got me intrigued. I can't quite for the life of me make out what it says there. The letters are all sort of, I don't know, some are up some way and the others up the other way. There's an E and an M, and then we go this way. There's an HCVO and something. And then there's some other word here, donocton or something. So whether that's Latin or something, I don't know. Don't know what that is or was, but I'd nearly say, I don't know. I don't know if that's angels on there or what it is really. So it's really got me stumped, that one. There's something else written across here. So I don't even know if that's, you know, old or not. It looks old, but don't know. Don't know at all. Could be a more modern medallion thing, but I don't know. So anyway, I'll have to, you know, clean it up a bit more and then see if I can transcribe what is written on there. Well, we've got a fairly faint, deep sort of 17 here, so seeing as it's down a fair way, I'll film it and see what comes up. Let's see if we've still got a signal here. Well, we're in, got another bit of a bullet. So anyway, well, I've sort of done up and come back down, and I'm sort of back where I found the threepences, and I'm sort of, you know, poking around this area again. We've got another signal here, beautiful little signal. So 26, 27, 25. And a beautiful little signal, sharp, short and sweet. So can we upgrade to a sixpence? Sort of about the numbers, I think. It's also the numbers for a body cap, but anyway. There's something grating down here, but I reckon that'll be our signal. That is a jolly cap off a fluoro light. So a bit more modern. Add another little 14 down here. Dug a couple of rivets in the interim, and I have sort of cleared a fair few sticks and stuff out of here just to make it easier for myself, because otherwise your coil's getting tangled in branches and stuff. Anyway, add a 14 here, and we have got a button, 4-hole button, and there's some kind of writing on it. So we'll give it a clean and we'll see what we've got, because they're always interesting with a bit of writing on them. So we'll see what that says. It's got pretty fine writing on that, so it's a bit hard to read, but it says up the top there, Harris, and M-A-N-U-F, I think it's double F, Manuf, some kind of name like that. So Harris Manuf, and I can see Chester, and I can't see the first bit, but that's assume that is an English town, Chester, Gloucester, or I think there's quite a few Chesters over there, so one of the Chesters. I can't quite see the first 3 letters. Something I, Chester, Lightchester or something. Lanchester. Might be Lanchester. Anyway, that's something, so I'll try and decipher it better at home, and I'll see if I can find any info about him on the internet. Anyway, it's not a bad little button, and I don't think, I haven't really cleaned, but I don't think there's anything on the back. So anyway, Harris Manuf. Now just here's where I got the button, and I had a faintest of little 23s sort of here, and I've got all the sticks and leaves and stuff out of the way so I can get down a bit better, and it's actually quite a nice signal now. And it's a pretty nice 21, 22. So may just be a little washer or something, but I'm rather hoping for another little threepence. It's right in the right numbers there. So I'll see what we get. We can get rid of some roots here. So let us dig it up. Anyway, I'll get something out. There's just roots in the way. Try and get rid of some of those. That'll make it easier. Well, no doubt it's fallen back down the hole, but we may have got it out. So let's see if we can still find the signal. Well, there's a 20 something in the hole, which probably just means I've disturbed it. Drag all this out. And what is that? Does that look rather... well, it's not a coin. It may just be a little bung or something. That'll be our signal. So, I don't know what that is, but it's got threads there. So maybe a little bung out of a lantern or a primer stove. It's got a little, well, little grips around the edge there so you can undo it. Anyway, it looks vaguely familiar for some reason, but some sort of bung. Anyway, it's not a bad little bit of brass, so wasn't a threepence, but anyway, I'll keep going. Well, I just dug a chunk of tin out of there, and I had a nice 20 numbers in here, and we've got a buckle. So, one of those ones. Nice little buckle, but anyway, still got the remains of the iron tongue there. Now, just under this bit of a tree here, there's where I got the buckle, somewhere there, and I had a sort of a 20 sort of bit of a jumpy number, and there's still a 20 something in there, but we've also got a 16 over here. So I can see the 16 there if I get out of the sunlight. Look at that. I reckon that could be a half penny of some sort. Or maybe not. That's going to be a Chinese coin. It's got a hole in it and a square one at that. So I'll put that one, I don't know where I'll put it, just here where I can find it again, and we'll just see what this other thing is here. If we're going to clean up one, we may as well clean up two if there's something else down here. We may be onto a bit of a coin spill of sorts down here. Probably going to be a bit of rubbish now that I said that, but well, I was having a bit of trouble finding it, so I sort of fast forwarded you a bit, and I've got it here, and it's not a coin, but it looks rather interesting, whatever it is. Some kind of brooch, maybe? Don't know. I reckon there would have been a pin on the back, so anyway, whatever it is, I'm jolly keen to get it cleaned and see what's on that. So I'll just put this with the coin, and I'll just give one more swing over here to make sure I've got everything else. It's fairly breezy, so I'm trying to shelter from the wind a bit here, but that's our Chinese coin, and I do believe it's the same as the other one I found the other day. 16.99 to 17.22, I think I said. Something like that. So, nice old one. It's a lot clearer on that side. This side's a bit more corroded. But anyway, we can get a date off it. And a little broochy thing is that, which is rather nice. I don't believe there is any sort of writing on it. I don't quite know what it is depicting. Almost looks like a ladder up the middle there for some reason. So I don't know. Can see the remains of the pin hinge there, but I can't see any maker's name or anything else on it.
There's an old cottage waiting in the country, waiting for someone to call. There's an old kettle boiling by the fire. There's an old welcome mat in the hall. There's an old mum and dad there waiting for a son that's been gone for so long. There's an old cottage waiting in the country, waiting for that boy to come home. Many years ago he had to leave them and travel far across the stormy sea to fight for the things that he believed in, with a song and a guitar on his knee. But they hoped and they prayed he'd return to them, though the weeks slowly turned into years. Many nights they have been so lonely, and many nights there had been many tears. There's an old cottage waiting in the country.
Well, I had a couple of signals here. I found a bit of brass rod and I don't know, some rusty bits of stuff, a nail and all that. Then I still had a signal and I've got that one, which is funny, sort of. Well, it's a brooch, but I don't know why. It's got like a big plastic blob in the middle, and I think there's some assumedly fake stones in there, so it's another little brooch. So I'll give that one a clean, but I don't know what to make of it. But anyway, I'll give it a clean and see how she looks. Well, she's quite a strange one. My shovel's throwing a shadow on the place, but not a funny one. Never seen one like that before. And amazingly enough, all the stones are there except for one here, where it's been bent. But I don't know what that big chunk in the middle is made out of. I was going to say plastic, but I'm not so sure now. It's sort of semi-clear. And I nearly would have assumed that here there would have been 3 more of these stones, maybe. So, I don't know. It's going to be a bit of a trouble finding them here if they're there. But and on the back, I really can't get it very clean. But there's the remains of the pin across there, and but anyway, it's rather, looks rather cool, but I don't know what sort of age to put on it. But it definitely only rang up at 13, so don't know. Anyway, I'm not complaining. It's quite a nice looking bit of bling, but as to how old it is, I don't know. Anyway, kind of just popped up out of nowhere, and I thought, what on earth is that? Well, we've got a nice 24 signal here. Lovely clear signal, so here's hoping it's something good. Only problem is washers give lovely clear signals too. Don't think it was very far away, but we just got roots holding us up a bit here. Anyway, let's see if we've got it. Sounds lovely. And we are in business. Look at that. I reckon we could well be onto a sixpence. I reckon I do. So, as we do, we're going to clean that up and we will be back. And I reckon that has cleaned up rather nicely. Tilt it in the right sunlight here. I don't know, somewhere there. Anyway, it's 1880 we've got there, which is a young Queen Victoria. So, a few scratches and stains, but otherwise she's a pretty nice little coin. And she cleaned up rather nicely with a bit of water. So, we've upgraded to a sixpence. How cool is that? 1880. Absolutely beautiful. Well, I had the faint little 14 signal down here, and it's a fair old, way down, almost a pinpoint length down. Anyway, finally got it out and it came up better. We've got that. I don't know what that is, but I nearly reckon, see if I can get some sunlight on the job here so we can see something. I nearly reckon it's got a beautiful little pattern on there, and I nearly reckon that could be silver. I only rang up at 14, but it is pretty tiny. So it's hollow. I've no idea what that would be off, but just looking at the way that started to clean up, I'd nearly say it's silver. So it's a beautiful little thing, whatever it is. So I'm rather glad I got it. So I've cleaned up better at home, but for such a tiny thing down so deep, it's rather cool. The detector picked it up. But anyway, we'll see that later, but thought that was rather cool, and I nearly reckon it's silver. Well, I had a few signals in here. I've got a little, there's sort of 11s and that around here. I got a little copper brass screw thing out. Found that one, which is a little boot latch. Got the little rivet a bit there and the little clip on it. I think that's off a boot. I think some sort of clothing latch there. There's still a 12 in here, so I'm digging away, and we have got that, which it's not a button. I don't think it's a coin. It's some kind of little medallion-y thing. So whether there's anything written on that, I don't know. There's some kind of patterning there. But we're going to give it a clean and we will be back. She's pretty thin and delicate, but anyway, we're doing alright on the jewellery today. So we'll see what that one is. Well, I'd nearly say that is some kind of Chinese charm. Chinese necklace charm or something, because I don't know, those figures just kind of look a bit like Chinese writing to me. Maybe not, but I don't know what else that'd be. So, considering the fact I've found 2 Chinese coins and those Chinese type buttons around here, I'm wondering if that is Chinese writing on that. Because if it's not, it's very vague patterns. Well, I say Chinese, it could be some other language, I don't know, but so I'll have to, see if I can find out what that says, but I've no doubt it's some kind of lucky charm or something of the sort. Ward off the evil spirits or something. Don't know. Anyway, it's jolly interesting and, a nice little find. So, quite intriguing. Don't know how old it is, but considering the age of the stuff around this area, I'd nearly say it's fairly old, but I don't know. Well, we've got all sorts of signals going on here. I've pulled out about 6 bits of iron, and there's still more coming out, just bits and pieces, and there's, I don't know, there's just a few good numbers in here. And I was thinking might be a coin hiding in all the rust, but I've seen something in here and it looks rather like another brooch, so I hope to goodness I haven't hit it with my shovel. But gee, it's shiny. I've got you zoomed in there. So it may not be that old, but it's got a bit of shine to it, and it's still got the pin, so maybe a more modern dump here. Anyway, I'll give it a clean and then I'll keep trying to find anything else in this hole, because there's just so much stuff in here. Well, anyway, I don't know what she's made out of, but she's got a lovely shine. How well it picks up on camera, but she's really shining, and she reads up at a 20 on the, now that I've got it isolated, so she's only a pressed little brooch, and you know, may not even be that old, but anyway, I can't see any kind of markings on it. I don't think it's silver, but I don't know what it's made out of, but it's kept its shine well, whatever it was. So I've never had such a good day on brooches and charms or whatever. Just seem to be finding a heap of them today. I found a couple more bits and pieces in here that wasn't with the detector. It's a plastic, I assume it's a wheel or something, and a battery clamp, which sort of tells me maybe that brooch is not that old, although that is one of the flat strap ones. So anyway, anyway, there's quite a bit in this particular hole. Well, I had a little 12 and I pulled up that one. She's got a little loop on the back and she's got all these claspy teeth there. So that would have had a glass stone or something in it, and it would have been a fancy little button, I'd say. So, you know, we're digging some low numbers, but you do get rewarded sometimes. Tell you what, we're doing well on the brooches today, the pendants. I just found that little buttony thing there, had another 11 here, and I thought, oh yeah, be another button. But it is this, which has got a loop on the top there, and it's some kind of little necklace pendant, I'd say. Looks rather similar to the brooch thing I found earlier. So, I'll give him a clean and we'll see how he comes up. Well, she's very delicate, so as much as I'll clean her up now, I'll do a bit more at home, but don't know if you can see there, it's probably a bit wet. I don't know. Anyway, I'll get some photos later, but there is a little bird in the middle there, and maybe a flower or a plant or something. Little bird flying sideways to the left. Anyway, it's a little pendant of some sort, and I haven't really cleaned the back up all that well, but anyway, we'll clean her up a bit better at home, because as you can sort of see, she's pretty delicate. So coming in at 11, we got that one, which is rather cool. So rather than have that jangling around in the pouch, I'll put it straight in the car, I think. It's a bit delicate. Anyway, I hope it's high here. It's got a fairly deep, well, I don't know, 26, 27. Shaky that way, so I I don't know. Maybe my herbs are up for no reason. Anyway, we'll dig it. Maybe it'll get better. It's fairly deep, so as usual, I've got a root in the way again, but get the top bit off anyway. I reckon it should be still down here, so I'll see if we can get past this root. See what we got now. Well, 26, 27, about the same the other way, so does that tell you it's round and potentially sixpence-y shaped, sized? And I reckon we are in the daylight. Look at that. I reckon that's a rim there. It does look sixpence sized. And I reckon it is sixpence. So, I'll just quickly check this hole again, make sure there's nothing else, and I'll give it a clean and we'll be back. Just stepping out into the sunlight here, and hopefully we can see this coin here. There we go, 1886. Another beautiful sixpence. And that will be a young Queen Victoria. So it's beautiful detail there. It's got the same sort of staining on it, but other than that, it's a nice coin. Lovely detail there. Looks a bit rough where that staining is, so maybe, you know, a bit damaged. But anyway, we can only get them as good as they come out of the ground. But all things considered, that is a pretty nice coin. Little 14 down here, and we've got a beautiful bit of blue crockery. Don't know what you call that, electric blue or something. And we've also got the winder off a alarm clock. So you occasionally find those. Anyway, well, we had a 20 here. We're nearly ready to call it a day. Might get a couple more runs done, but had a 20, and we've got that, which I would nearly say is a coin, but I don't know. Maybe a halfpenny. I was going to say it was a Chinese coin, but ringing up at 20 is a bit high. Maybe. Anyway, we'll stop speculating and we'll see if we can get some grime off it and get a look. Well, she may have been burnt or something, but you can sort of see a bit of a loop on the back there. So that means she's a button, and we've got something there. Now, I nearly reckon that's a dragon or a dinosaur. So maybe another Chinese button, I don't know. There's some sort of figuring around there, but I can't make out any of it. So I don't know if I'm even going to be able to, because she's pretty crusty. Anyway, I reckon that's a dragon of some sort in the middle. So rather cool. It's rather a shame it's in such bad condition, but anyway, it's about the best I can do for now. So try and clean it up a bit more at home. Well, we're going to have a look at our two more unusual type of finds, foreign sort of finds. So obviously they've been brought out from somewhere, and maybe, you know, I found that spade token thing as well, so maybe they've been used as gaming token things, I don't know. Anyway, we've got this one, which I haven't been able to find out anything about it. It's got all this foreign writing on it, which I'm thinking is maybe Indian, but I don't know. So if anyone out there knows what that is or was or could be, drop a comment and I'd be happy to hear from you. But anyway, no doubt I'll work it out one day. So I don't know whether that's been a coin and someone's put a hole in it, or whether it was always a pendant type of thing. But the hole is a bit off centre. You'd think if they were going to have a hole, they'd have that straight like that rather than on the angle. But then again, maybe this side, is sort of straight. I don't know. Anyway, so I don't know whether that's a coin of some sort or what, but we'll have to keep trying and see if we can find out. So anyway, bit of a mystery, that one. And our next little one, which is this one, I have been able to find out what that is. Get some more light on it. We've got all that going on, some, pretty weird patterns and figures there. And we flip him over and we've got all that going on. So that is an African doge, D-O-G-E, doge. I'd assume you say doji or doge, I don't know. I'm just going to say doji, but it is actually made in Great Britain, so it was made by the British for the Africans. So there we have it. You can sort of see why I was struggling to make that out, because it's just a gibbledy-goop to me. But anyway, we'll go up here and we've got all this here. That's the same coin as I've got, and we've got a bit of reading here. Well, apparently mine is a rarer type. I don't know why. The obverse depicts the Doge kneeling before Saint Mark with YCO between the figures, so that is this side. That is him kneeling before St. Mark, apparently. It's a pretty vague sort of depiction, but anyway. So that's that side, and all this writing, the L upside down to the right. While the reverse is supposed to be a caricature of Christ and Presado legend either side. So I don't quite see how that is any sort of depiction. But anyway, it's obviously very vague sort of... No, I don't know. Anyway, it's a bit of a strange figures. Anyway, there's a bit of reading there, but they were exported to Africa. Anyway, I think the dates they gave were 1830 something to 1949, so I'm assuming this one would have come out to Australia in the 1850s, 40s during the gold rush. So, whether it came out with the Chinese or what, I don't know, but anyway, I don't know how many of those ended up in Australia, but surely not too many. So anyway, that is an African doji, and if you look that up you can do some more reading if you want, but it's rather cool. So I don't think I'm going to ever find another one of those. I could be wrong, but I just sort of don't think I ever will. So it might be a one of a kind sort of find, and it is pretty cool. So 2 little foreign items.